Welcome back to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. The holiday season is upon us, and whereas many of us worry about eating too much or what to do with leftovers, many are planning how to make the most with that turkey in the days following Thanksgiving, or they're hoping that they will have one on their table. My next guest is Sherrie Tussler. She's the executive director of the Hunger Task Force, Milwaukee's free and local food bank, and Wisconsin's leading anti-hunger organization. How are you, Sherrie?
I'm awesome. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for being here. It is that time of year, and of course, Hunger Task Force always steps up to make sure that everyone has the opportunity to have food on their table, especially during this holiday season. So talk about what you guys have going on and how people at home can help.
Sure. Hunger Task Force supplies 47 different food pantries that dot Milwaukee County. We're also serving senior dining sites, which still are not fully reopened, senior apartment complexes, homeless shelters, and soup kitchens. And so turkey is the thing that everybody's interested in right now, along with all the sides. And Hunger Task Force is distributing more than 6,000 turkeys here in Milwaukee County alone to those food pantries and at those senior dining sites and some of the public housing sites. So there should be a turkey for almost everybody. And if they're not able to obtain one through one of our distributions, we do want to encourage them to apply for the food share program, and then they could go to the store and buy one.
Okay, and so let's talk about food share, because really that has been a lifesaver for many people, especially during this pandemic.
Absolutely. So many people lost their employment during the pandemic and they had to turn to the food share program. So many of the rules of the food share program were sort of bent and waived throughout the course of the pandemic. And people were able to get what they call emergency allotments, which was an increase in the base benefit. And so a senior went from $16 a month in food share to $250 a month in food share. It was a lot. And so not just Milwaukee, but I guess the state's economy got juiced with more than 50 to 70 million federal dollars every single month during the pandemic, so people could go to the store and shop for food. And so we actually have seen a decrease in numbers at our food pantries because people are out shopping for food with their food share.
Yeah, that's certainly a good thing. And we know that everything's going up from gasoline to groceries. So they say that turkeys are, I guess, double the price than they were in 2019. Is that true?
We were smart enough to go ahead and buy those turkeys back in September. And so we got them for the regular price. And I think what happens with turkeys and retailers in particular is they may jack that price up a little bit in October, and then they're going to see places like Meijer who say, oh, if you buy $100 worth of groceries, we'll give you a free turkey. I was at a Century recently, 19 cents a pound. So I think if you shop the deal, you'll find that turkey that's really affordable. But clearly, people are concerned about inflation and what's going on with the economy, and I don't want to downplay that.
Yeah, it's definitely something I noticed at the grocery store. I got the same stuff, but I paid a little bit more. So that's the case for a lot of people, and that's why the work that you do is so very important. So let's talk about some of the things that you have planned for people who are needing a little extra help during this time can take advantage of. You've got your annual Thanksgiving drive-through at the American Family Field. So when is that happening, and what are the procedures to be able to get food at that event?
That event is actually a drive-through food drive. And so that's where people of means can donate to somebody that is in need. And it's on November 19th. And so they can show up at AmFam Field and donate. They'll get, I'm not allowed to say the player's name, bobblehead from the Brewers, and it'll be fun. But if people are still in need of that emergency food, they should go to the Hunger Task Force website, check out an interactive map, and visit one of the food pantries. If, however, they still haven't found anything, on November 20th, we're going to be at the West Lawn Housing Complex having a COVID vaccine event where you get a $100 gift card and a turkey.
Wow. And what's the date of that?
November 20th from noon until 2, we'll be at 68th and Silver Spring. If you get your first, second, or third shot of COVID, you get the $100 gift card and the turkey.
Okay, and then you have your drive-through food drive, and the key word is drive, meaning that's where people can actually donate food. That's at American Family Field on Friday, November 19th, and that's from 5 a.m. to 6 p.m.?
That'll be a long day.
Okay, it's going to be a long day for sure, but all for a good cause. So every year you have what you call Food for Families. If that's still taking place, how is that working?
Food for Families is also different due to the pandemic. We used to put grocery store barrels out everywhere, and people would generously donate when they were out shopping. They might have that food drive barrel in the back of their church or in their workplace and have employee giving. Now, most of what people are doing is still online. And so they're signing up for a virtual food drive that is specific to their congregation, their employee group, their friend group. And so we're encouraging people to go ahead to the Hunger Task Force website, sign up, and then you can pick items that you're interested in donating. So if you're that guy who loves green bean casserole, you can donate the green beans. Or you can just go ahead and donate that turkey, which will be matched by Zern through Thanksgiving. One turkey donated, one turkey matched.
And we mentioned the word turkey. Very popular word these days. You've got your turkey ticker going on.
Right, that's Zern again. They used to be called Rexnord, and now it's Zern Plumbing Products. And Zern has traditionally matched every turkey donated in the month of November. We're currently at 1,035 turkeys, and so we can still do better. And we're hoping that people make the decision to donate online, and we'll tick it up. We call it the ticker because it's on our freeway signboard out front.
Yeah, you'll see that for sure as you're driving along Hawley Road. So here's the thing. Hunger Task Force works as advocates for those who don't have a voice, or, you know, the voiceless is what we like to call them. And you have access to those elected officials and all of those people who have a place in making a decision when it comes to making a difference. So when it comes to advocacy, what are some of the things that have come across your desk that are of concern or that you feel pretty strongly about?
Well, right now, some of those rules around food share are about to change back. And today I was on a call that talked about drug testing the poor, work requirements will come back for the poor. And so it's going to be a very challenging time as they do what our Department of Health Services is calling the COVID unwinding. And so all of those rules will come back into place. And for people who are new to food share, they won't understand why they have to have a 6-month review, or why their case got closed, or what documents they need to submit to prove continuing eligibility. So one of the things we're doing is advocating for simplification of those rules and for the unwinding to unwind slowly and not quickly, so that people can figure it out, and so that the staff that work for the state who are managing those cases can keep up. Right now, they're having a hard time answering the phone at the welfare office, and that's a problem because that's how people get through and get that information reported. So we advocate with our local and state representatives to make sure that we have a well-run food share program. We're advocating for fresh and healthy foods on a school lunch plate, because kids should have fresh food and not canned and packaged items. And we're currently advocating for seniors to continue to be able to not only receive their stock box, but find ways to get that stock box delivered to their house when they can't leave their house, either because of transportation problems or because they're fearful continuing with COVID.
Absolutely, and not to mention these frigid temperatures that are, you know, right around the corner. So very understandable. And when you talk about having food delivered, DoorDash comes to mind. So is there something specific going on with DoorDash in helping people to obtain food?
Yeah, the pandemic has really turned a lot of the way that we do business upside down. More people have gotten help. And more people have gotten help in ways that really was specific to them. And so DoorDash is a partnership that we have through the United Way, and they are providing us with 2,000 deliveries a month. And we decided to target older adults who had transportation problems, people with disabilities. And so they can sign up online to have the stock box delivered to their house. And we started it back in August, and it has been working beautifully. So if people know someone who's 60 or older, who is in need of emergency food or would like to see that stock box delivered, all they have to do is sign them up online, and then they'll get a text message on their phone telling them, I'm right around the corner, come outside and get your box.
Okay, and that website address is hungertaskforce.org, hungertaskforce.org. And Sherrie, for people who are not connected to the World Wide Web, of course, you have a phone number they can call for more information as well, right?
Absolutely. They should call 414-777-0483 and we can help them out. And if they're having any challenges with that food share case, they can call that number and we will connect them to one of our staff who can walk through that problem with them.
All right. Something that's always been helpful, no matter what organization it may be, is of course volunteers. So are you in need of volunteers? And if so, how can someone help?
Thanks for bringing that up because volunteerism is definitely back at Hunger Task Force. We went all of last year without volunteers and we brought them back first to our farm because it was an outside location. We thought that would be safe, but now they're at our new location, our new headquarters at 5000 West Electric Avenue. And we're welcoming volunteers to come and help us build stock boxes for seniors. And we continue to need volunteers at our farm. It may not seem like it, but we still have stuff in the fields. We got to pick some collards and some squash.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got to get it before that snow falls on top of it, right?
Exactly.
For sure.
But, we really do run on volunteers. We have a workforce of about 50 people, and imagine us using as many as 10 to 15,000 volunteers a year to get all the work done.
Yeah, volunteers are essential, and it really does take a village to help make a difference, and we're seeing that through all the things that you have going on. Some great partnerships with corporations who want to make a difference, and then just everyday people who truly care. So wanted to check on just a couple of other things that I know you usually do. You have the football season in full gear. So are you doing the touchdown stuff this time around?
We usually have this huge event where we invite all of our volunteers and our friends over to celebrate Sargento's touchdowns for hunger. And we get a check from one of the members of the Sargento family. And we had to cancel our event last year. And this year, instead of canceling it, we're going to have a really fun online event where we'll have a Packer that I can't name, but it's pretty amazing. And we're going to play bingo.
Gonna play bingo, okay?
We're going to play bingo with our volunteers. And 3 lucky winners are going to get game day tickets for the last game of the season. And they'll be able to go up to Green Bay and watch the Packers win. So
I love that.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we're doing. But, hats off to Sargento. They donate $2,000 to Hunger Task Force and Paul's Pantry up in Green Bay every time the Packers score a touchdown.
Yep, they sure do. And I think that is wonderful. What about the Milwaukee Bucks? Still partnering with them?
We are. For every block shot, Cousins is donating to the Hunger Task Force. And we have, created a relationship, a board relationship with the Milwaukee Bucks in the form of Corita. So we're really excited that we're connecting with them a lot better as well.
Yeah. That's what we're talking about, the true meaning of winning for the community. So we're wrapping up and we have just about a minute left. You've got a turkey trot that I believe happens on Thanksgiving Day. So after you take in all that food, you can trot off those calories, right?
If you're so inclined, you can go down the lakefront and do the turkey trot. And we appreciate people participating. We do get a reimbursement from the organizers of the trot, and a lot of people love doing that on that day. So you're welcome to come on down. Very quickly, I just would like to remind everybody that if they want to help a local family in need, somebody who they see is in trouble, think about that family, think about the blessings that you have at the holiday, and then go online to hungertaskforce.org and give or sign up to volunteer, do something good to help the community, and know that we really appreciate your help, and the person who's getting the help would thank you dearly if they had the opportunity.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for all that you do, Sherrie.
Thank you.
Sherrie Tussler is the Executive Director of the Hunger Task Force. For more information on anything we've discussed, you can visit their website. Again, that address is hungertaskforce.org, or you can call 414-777-0483. Also a reminder, Milwaukee Health Services Incorporated, they'll be hosting their 6th annual Thanksgiving dinner and COVID-19 safety kit giveaway on Friday, November 19th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. You can visit their website at mhsi.org or call 414-267-2655. That is going to do it for today's show. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. As always, thank you for watching, and I do hope you join us again next week as we take another look at our issues in Milwaukee. Have a great day.